Rechargeable or disposable? That is the question. I'll go over how they work, the pros and cons, and things to think about as you make this decision. Hey, what's up? Jeff here at Zip Hearing. Before we start, if you get any value from this video, please hit the like button. It really helps the channel. And as always, if you want to chat about any of this stuff, just click here. And if you're going to buy rechargeable hearing aids, make sure you watch this whole video and I will hook you up with something you're going to see in this video and give you a tip at the end that you really want to know if you're buying rechargeable hearing aids that can easily save you hundreds of dollars. All right, so I made a rechargeable video back in 2018 and here's where things stood then. At that time, if you wanted rechargeable hearing aids, you had two options. You could use the silver zinc system from Z-Power or lithium-ion rechargeable batteries. Z-Power system was awesome because it let you have the best of both worlds. You could use their rechargeable batteries and at any time switch to using disposable batteries. But it just didn't end up working out well. Z-Power filed for bankruptcy, and in the last few years, all manufacturers have switched to using the lithium-ion batteries for their rechargeable hearing aids. So what you have to decide between now is, well, simpler in a way. Do you want lithium-ion rechargeable hearing aids, or do you want to use, traditional disposable batteries? So it's one or the other now. Now I'm going to give you the pros and cons of each, but before I do, I want you to know that regardless of which one you choose, it's not going to make any impact on the performance of your hearing aids, or in almost all cases that won't. So this is just a decision that you have to make about how you want your hearing aids to be powered. Now let's talk about rechargeables first. These have really become popular in the last few years. I have felt like we were getting more and more rechargeable orders, but it wasn't until the last few months that I actually looked at the numbers, and it's like 75% of our customers now that are ordering rechargeables, and that number will probably continue to grow. It's definitely the way things are going. I mean, Oticon recently, one of the biggest hearing aid manufacturers, with their latest hearing aid they released called Oticon More, put a video there. They only released it with rechargeable batteries. I don't think that's ever happened before, but it just shows you where things are headed. The biggest reason for this surge in popularity is just convenience. Disposable batteries are small, you have to change them sometimes as often as every 2 or 3 days, and for a lot of people, that's just not something they want to do. And that's really the main reason to buy rechargeables is convenience. As a side benefit, rechargeables often have better protection against dust and moisture. Here's a video to learn a bit more about that and like IP ratings and that kind of stuff. But they have better protection because there's fewer moving parts, like no battery door opening and closing. And that could mean they'll work longer with less repairs needed. I suspect it means that, but I don't have any data on this. It's rechargeables and high hearing aids with really good IP ratings are relatively new in the industry. I think that that's probably going to prove to be true in the long run. For the downsides, first, you got to remember to charge it daily. And that is a deal breaker for a lot of people who don't want to feel like they're like tethered or like tied to their charger. The other downside is if you wear your hearing aids like 16 plus hours a day, and if you're using some of the Bluetooth features like making calls through your hearing aids or streaming music, these things can drain batteries quicker, and you may sometimes only get 12, 14 hours of battery life each day. Initially, you're gonna get that 16 plus hours out of them, some much more. But by year 2 or 3, there's a real chance that that number is down to 10, 11, 12 hours a day. So that is a real risk. Finally, you can't get rechargeables in small in-the-ear devices. There are some, but they're pretty big at this point. This should change in the future, so if this is what you want, just click there and we'll let you know if it exists yet. Now, before I get into disposable batteries, I want to do just like a rapid-fire Q&A to answer some of the most common questions people ask about rechargeables. And if you have a question that you don't see here, just put it in the comments. I usually respond within an hour, at least during business hours. Between 16 and 30 hours. It depends on things like how long you wear them, how hard they're working, and how much Bluetooth streaming you do. Well, hopefully you have a charger with you. A couple manufacturers make small portable chargers just for this purpose. You can then do a quick charge with your hearing aids that takes 15 minutes, and that'll get you a few more hours of power. Hopefully you have a mobile power pack with you and a charger. Some manufacturers make these mobile power packs, but if they don't, then you can use the kind that people use for their smartphones. You just plug your charger into that and then charge your hearing aids that way. 3.5 years. Once it dies, you gotta buy a new one. Maybe. Stick around to the end of this video for a tip on this. If you have to buy a new one, probably gonna be between $150, $200 from your local provider. Unfortunately, this isn't something that you can do on your own at this point. Okay, for disposable models, in almost all cases, if you get a disposable model, you're probably going to use a size 312 battery. And depending on how many hours a day you wear your hearing aids, how much, if any, Bluetooth or TV streaming you do, how bad your hearing loss is, and what hearing aids you get, you're probably going to have to change these batteries every 2 to 10 days. I would say the average is probably 5 days. Plan on that to be safe. So if you get a pair of hearing aids, you're going to use a lot of batteries each year, like well over 100 batteries. And if you buy them online, that will cost you between 30 and 40 bucks for a year's supply. I do recommend buying them online. In stores, you can easily pay 3 times as much. For most people, these batteries are easy enough to change, but if you have poor feeling in your fingers, you probably want to get rechargeables. And if you're not sure, then ask your hearing provider at your consultation to let you try changing a battery in their office. For the pros, the biggest is not having to really ever think about battery life or how and when you're gonna charge your hearing aids. Most people keep spare batteries in their car or purse or satchel. So as soon as the batteries die, you can quickly just replace both and you have no downtime. The other benefit of using disposables is you have more options on the market. You've got a much wider selection of both in the ear and behind the ear devices to choose from, or from which to choose. I don't know. The only real downside to disposables is needing to change them pretty frequently, but honestly, not a big deal for most people. Okay, you made it to the end of this video. Thank you. First, I promise to hook you up. If you're gonna get rechargeable hearing aids and you buy them through us, those charger accessories that I mentioned a couple minutes ago, you'll get 2 included in your order at no cost. Whether that's a travel charger or like a mobile power pack, whatever you want, you'll get 2 of those. So when you call in, just tell us that you saw this video. And then here's the tip that I mentioned to save money if you get rechargeables. Remember that I said that they only last about 3.5 years, and then you have to buy a new battery? Well, in most cases, your hearing aid warranty, which covers the battery, is also 3 years. So my advice is send your hearing aid into the manufacturer before that 3-year period is up. They'll put a new battery in, which will last you another 3 years. So you're looking at 6 years, maybe a little more, before you have to buy a new battery. And at that point, you'll probably just upgrade your hearing aids anyway. All right, that'll do it. If you want to talk about any of this stuff, just click here. You're never going to get a sales pitch. We're just here to answer your questions. Please subscribe to the channel, and I will see you on the next one.